So when you're rounding off a number, you first need to ask yourself, what are you rounding it to? Tenth? Is it the nearest hours? Is it the weight? Is it tenth or hundredth or whatsoever you want to round it off to? You can either round up a number up or you round it down. What determines whether you are rounding it up or you are rounding it down? The number that follows the number you are rounding off. Now, if the number that follows the number you are rounding off is 5 upward till 9, you round the number up, which means that you increase the number by 1. If the number that you are rounding off, the number that follows it is between 0 to 4, you round the number down, which means you turn the number to 0 and everything that follows it will automatically become 0. Let's see an example. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And I want to round this up to the nearest 1,000 first. Let's round it up to the nearest 1,000. Now, this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. When we label these numbers before the decimal, this is in the unit place, otherwise called ones. This is tens, this is 100, and this is 1,000. After the decimal point, we start from tenth, which is 1 over 10. Then we have 100. Then we have thousands, which is 1 over 1,000. So, and so on. Now we are asked to round it up to the nearest 1,000. Where is the 1,000 place value? Here. The number that follows it is what determines whether we are rounding this number up or down. This number is 2. 2 is less than 5. It's between 0 and 4. Which means that we turn this number to 0 and everything that follows it. So to the nearest 1,000 now, this number will be 1,000.1,000, which is actually 1,000. Now, let's round it up to the nearest 100. To the nearest 100, the number that follows 100 is 3. It's also less than 4, so this becomes 0, and every other thing. So we have 1,200. That's to the nearest 100. To the nearest 10, the number, we are in the tens place now, 3. The numbers that follows 3 is 4. It's also less than 5. So this becomes 0, and we have 1, 2, 3, 0. That's the nearest 10. Let's round the number off to the nearest whole number. Whole numbers to the nearest whole number. Whole numbers are numbers between 0 to infinity, but certainly not decimal point. So what we are doing essentially is to remove the decimal point. So now the number that follows this decimal point is 4. It's less than 0, so it automatically becomes 0. So this number to the nearest whole number is 1,234. Let's see now to the nearest tenth. This is the position. The number that follows the tenth, that's in the 5 now, that's in the 100th value, is 5. Now, 5 will, between 5 and 9, we'll round it up. That means this number will become 0, while we'll round the number that we are rounding up, the nearest tenth, up. So this is like adding 1 to 4, which makes this number 1234.5000. That's 1234.5. To the nearest 100th now. Let's round it up to the nearest 100th. We have, this is 100th. The number that follows 100 is 6, greater than 5. So that means we have to round this number up. Add 1 to it, it becomes 6. It becomes 6. So we have 1234.46. Now, the last one I want to do is to round it up to the nearest thousands. To the nearest 1,000. We have our 1,000 here. The number that follows 1,000 is 8 and is greater than 5. So we have to round this number up, and that becomes 7. So we have 1,234.457. And that's how to round off numbers, either up or down. What you need to be concerned with is a number that follows the number that you are rounding off.